Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here. I'm taking a little bit of time out trying to see if I can share some information with you. I'm speaking to you from my love for you, my respect for you, and all of that based upon my acceptance of the fact that there's a power superior to all human beings on the face of the earth. And I recognize through my extended life that we as individuals have been given a choice how we live on this earth. We can live on this earth by the decisions we make will either reflect heavenliness, that which we consider as ideal, the best and special thing that will make us be fulfilled and satisfied, or we can live in a way that causes pain and suffering and abuse and all that other stuff I don't even want to call. But the thing that's going on is that we, the people, for the most part, have been confused. We've been confused because we've been deceived. I believe, and I say I believe because I wasn't there. In the beginning, we were given the instructions of how to have that magnificent, wonderful life. And I say that because everything we build, we try to come up with some rules about how to fix it, how to keep it going on, and when if it's not followed, how it falls apart. And so I can see the system of humanity as being no different than that. However, we've had some experience based upon history, I suppose, that a man came along. Now, there might have been many men representative of this one man, but for us who are around here, we refer to that one man as Jesus. And Jesus, they say, lived a righteous life. He lived the kind of life that would lead us to that fine, wonderful, satisfied life that we can call heavenly. In other words, the things that reflected the other side of life, like lying and cheating and stealing and hating and all that stuff, he never experienced and expressed that toward human beings. And he said that his way of walking was the way to walk that would lead us to that paradise, that heavenliness. And so, him doing that, and acting like that, the people were so against that or had their own plans going that they killed him. And it has been evidence that ever since that time, maybe before, I don't know, but at least during our time in the span of my life, anybody that walks according to that, anybody who practiced the dictates of Jesus, were eventually killed. Not killed because they taught it, but because they practiced it. And in time, people who have been deceived see something working, they would be drawn to it. And see, it was when people were being drawn to the message that these ones who were representing God and the new life were expressing, that people were being drawn to, that the enemy that benefits from all of the hell, all of the deception, it didn't just take place. People are benefiting from it. And when that started happening, they were taken out, they were killed. So it makes it seem that until we all make that decision, that change, that we're going to do the right thing, that we're going to care about others as though we care about it, just like we care about ourselves. Until we do that, we're going to always be experiencing hell. And periodically, there are going to be people who come through who says, I'm not going to live in this hell. Before I live in this hell, I die and be put in a grave or born up. It doesn't make any difference. I'm not going along with hurting people. I'm not going along with abusing people and treating people like trash. And so that's usually what happens. So when it comes down to Christianity, Christianity tries to say that it wants to act as if it's a representation of that Jesus guy who came along and showed us the way. But the truth of the matter of it is, ladies and gentlemen, it has turned into a game. Being a Christian really doesn't mean anything unless it, but the guy says, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. Well, people change that around and say, just believe, and grace is going to free you. Grace is going to take care of you. That's another deception. It allows hell to continue to ramrod all over everybody. So what I'm saying to you is that if you Christian, you act different. Do you know Christians today, all of us who call it, well, let me leave me out of there. I was like that, but let me talk about the rest of us. I'm not talking about you if the shoe doesn't fit. I'm talking about those who the shoe fit. They just claim to be Christians. They go to church, some of them pay tithes and do everything. They have a wonderful life, and they call that wonderful life that God is blessing them. They don't realize that the God that's blessing them has nothing to do with the God of love and the God of compassion and empathy. No, they don't know that they're being fed by the other God, the God of hate, lies, and deception, that needs them to be able to show the world that that's confused and deceived, that they on the right track. See how they progress. Look what's here for them is here for you too in time. And that means when you bend or when they need you and whether you're willing to contribute to their plan. So what I'm actually saying, ladies and gentlemen, is that all of those billions, that maybe they're not billions, let's say all of the millions of people who call themselves Christians, Christians don't know what they're doing. They're in name Christian only. They do not know how to care about other people. Not only that, they don't even know how to forgive. Not only that, many of them, even in their families and their homes and stuff, they never talk about God. Only time they talk about God is when they want to play. Like going to church, getting the Bibles on their hand, going to church with the scriptures, reading the scriptures in church and Sunday school, acting like they know something. That's just playing games. And when they come back home, when they left home, they weren't talking to each other, and not in the home or in the community. And when they come back, they're doing the same thing. They have no heart, no forgiveness, no courage, some people say no balls. They just playing what is allowed to happen. How can a person who loves God, who loves everybody, sit back and let wars take place and watch people die? How can people who say they love God pick up a gun and go murder other folks in the name of lies and deceptions? They do it because they're lied to and deceived. That's how they can do it. But if they were led by God, they would know the path of life. Any person that loves God and has a relationship with God knows the path to life. Just like Jesus Christ, just like Martin Luther King, Medgar Evers, Malcolm X. I have given you for 40 years. I've been telling you what you've shown to me, the path to life that every last one of us can engage in this life and wouldn't have to do no lying, wouldn't have to do no sweating, and all that kind of stuff. Wouldn't have to do no cheating, no hating, no bigotry, no war, any of that. And I've been doing that for 40 years. And for 40 years, you have turned your back. You haven't wanted to hear a thing. And the reason I'm still alive is because I have been taking what you guys have been doing. I have been acting like it's okay. Or if I didn't act like that, you didn't know that that was disapproved. You didn't never pay any attention to the post that I write. The post that I write, you laugh at. And it's just that at this late age, I remember there was a time, I don't know if it's true, but they say there was a time that people just rejected God. And God ended up sending a flood and wiping them out. And I also heard that they said the next time it would be a fire that's going to come burn us out. Is that true? I don't know. That's just some prophecy that was been passed along. I do know this, that we are in hell. And I know we got people saying that they are above it. They're not. All of us in this hell right here, if we are not committing our lives to make it better and to make it the right way, then we are all participants in hell. And hell exists because of all of us. Even I, sitting here right now, making this post for you, I'm a participant in this hell. My effort right now is to say what I'm saying to you. But if I'm blessed, I will be able to get out of it, especially if you guys don't want to change. Then I don't deserve to be here any longer than God. And apparently God's still keeping me here or something else. But no, I have no luxury, no desire to just stay in this hell where people don't even know how to forgive. People can't even have a conversation about God. They can't sit down and talk about how great God is. How can the children and the parents, why can't they just sit down and talk about the glory of God, what God really is about? Why can't they just sit around and talk about why we are not experiencing that? Then how come they can't just talk about what is required for us to get that? And after saying what is required for us to get that, then start standing up for that because they bought the lie of hell. I just want you to know that it appears to me at this moment in time, it will be one Christian, one person that changed at a time. What I mean by one person, I mean it won't be us. It won't be all of us. It'll be somebody waking up. And when they wake up, you know they awoke because they start acting like it. They start carrying themselves like it. And when they start walking like it and carrying themselves like it, people are going to listen to them. And when people start listening to them, they're not going to change down. They're just going to start listening. And when people start listening, the evils of the world, evil of this country, evil of America, evil of the United States will kill them. And because they will kill them, and because the people are ignorant, because people don't know the truth, because people are stupid or fools, they will continue to find some way, some comfort in this hell. And if the history about the flood is true, then you can count on the fire coming to burn you up. Because why are you worthy of living? You causing pain and suffering through accepting a system that causes it. You have no love and compassion for anyone except some people, and that's only temporary and it's conditional. So I'm just saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, that on this day, as far as I can see it, I can find myself feeling comfortable knowing that maybe I won't be here too much longer because if I don't say the right things to make you angry and you kill me, I'll be old enough to die from some sickness or disease that I've been poisoned with through the foods that I've been eating, that have been given, those kinds of things that would take away your life because they do it to make money, to use you, to abuse you, to promote the system that we are living under today. So I hope you've gotten something out of it. I hope I said something that benefits you. I'm saying some stuff that have benefited me. And I want you to know that the heaven above made every last one of us in partnership with the physical side, made possible for every last one of us to live on this earth, but to live where our needs, our wants, and our desires are met, where we can shout hallelujah. That's where we were made. But we've rejected that and we've accepted everything else, and all of everything else is from the pit of hell. Going to church, paying your tithes, reading your scriptures don't mean a darn thing unless you have changed. And you say, well, this will make us change. No, it won't. You got to have a spirit that's righteous that will touch your physical, that will touch your heart and show it action. Till that happens, we're just demons, little demons.